let's talk about one of our favorites on here, Jalen Ramsey. He's finally back from injury, and he's pretty much changed a lot of his gear from last year. A lot of new stuff on here. He posted on Instagram a couple photos, and we can kind of go through it and talk about all the different gear he's worn in one game so far. Pretty crazy. Yeah, what's the next photo there? I mean, that's a good photo, but I want to start with the helmet, I think. That works too. So Jalen Ramsey, first thing first, he switched to a Shut F7 football helmet, and there's an up-close picture if you keep sliding, I think. That'll work, but...
By the way, just a little bit of copper. See that little bit of copper right there?
Yes. Evan, take notes, man. That's Drymax. That's the Drymax chin saver.
Yep.
I mean, you'd be surprised how many people don't know that. I mean, I didn't know it, honestly.
Yeah.
It's a pretty common thing to just not know. Everyone just assumes all this stuff is done by Nike, but there's like small companies in the background that make a lot of stuff for the NFL, including Drymax. But yeah, Jalen Ramsey, he used to be in a Riddell Speedflex, and now he is in a Shut F7, which is new. And then his face mask. So he had this face mask. It's a custom face mask made for the Speedflex. And then he switched in the F7, and now he's got kind of a new version of it. I mean, Tony, you know all about these face masks, man. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, so I don't really know how he did this. And because the NFL kind of put themselves in a little sticky situation with this one, like we talked about. So the old face mask was legal because it was became an offered custom style from Riddell, which meant it met this verification. But then Max Crosby was made to get out of his because it wasn't part of that SEI verified. And so I was under the assumption that we would not see Jalen wear this custom style on his new Shut F7 because it would not be SEI verified. It would be a custom, again, because it's not being made by the manufacturer. It'd still be being made by BA Masks. And this one was made by BA Masks. So in the same way that Max Crosby's probably was made by him, his original Jalen Ramsey one on his Speedflex was made by BA Masks. This one was as well. So I assumed that he actually would never be wearing this one on the field on game day because the NFL would not allow him because they're cracking down on non-SEI verified. But it became weird because it was how would you allow this on one face mask but not another? Sorry, on one helmet but not another, just based on this stamp of approval, even though they're identical. And I guess they're happy Jalen's back, and he's such a big, brand for the NFL that I guess they're gonna pick and choose. They'll honestly, it's the NFL. They'll do what they want. They will pick and choose who to fight battles with.
Yeah, I mean, Jalen Ramsey's not a guy. I mean, he'll publicly go after you like he did with Adam Schefter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big. He talks a little bit. That mouth guard you see on his face mask, never once seen in his mouth. So
nope.
That tells you all you need to know. But yeah, as far as gear, F7 face mask. He's got some Nike Vapor Jet 7.0 PE gloves. That's another good shot of the helmet.
Yeah, where is it?
I believe they were black. Yeah, look at that. Those gloves are sweet.
Yep.
They're black, teal, and then they've got that orange as well.
Those are
very
so
nice. Yeah, they're clean. I think Jalen Waddle probably has similar ones too because he's got his own Nike Vapor Jet 7.0 PEs. And then, I mean, the next thing we got to talk about with Jalen Ramsey is the cleats. We have a lot of exciting stuff coming about these cleats. We know, a good amount of stuff about these. So this is the new JR1, which is kind of like a signature cleat. It's made by Factory Lab. We have a post specifically from the artist as well. And then, yeah, there he is. So these are the cleats up close. The guy who made these actually just posted a reel kind of going through the cleat and all the details, right before we started this podcast.
No, really cool.
Yeah. So he hand painted those stripes. This is like a Black Panther type of thing. And then that's the Jalen Ramsey logo, which does not belong to Nike. It belongs to Jalen Ramsey. This is the traction plate. It's kind of an interesting traction plate. I haven't really looked at it too much. It says Child of God on there, which is pretty cool. It's got his logo kind of in the forefoot.
Yeah.
And then he also wore a pair for a pregame as well. So if you go to this guy's page here, Jordan Diab, I think he just posted.
Follow.
There you go. Drop the follow. Shout out Jordan. Yeah. And all the way to the right, top right, Keep going up.
This one?
Nope.
No.
That's those. So he wore these in pregame. I didn't even know this until he posted 2 hours ago. These are sick. So they took the cleat and made it like a mummy thing. These are really cool.
That traction plate to me looks like Slip City.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just because when you look at the bottom of it, it has that, you can see the studs, but everything in between is just that really flat. It just looks flat plastic.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that
point.
contributes to slipping or not. But it just looks very, very rigid and flat. And I don't know. You'd have to see how the traction is on those, because to me, it looks like you'd be all over the place wearing those.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, more about these cleats. We're going to bring you guys a lot of content about these cleats. But just a quick brief rundown about them. These are a cleat that Jalen Ramsey and Factory Lab kind of built exactly for him. They molded his foot. They got a perfect fit of his foot for this cleat, and he got to kind of pick a lot of the cool details on this thing. And there's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming from him and Factory Lab here in the future. And we're going to get our hands on some of the cleats as well. So we'll show you guys up close pretty soon, all the stuff that kind of went into these cleats, how they designed them, how they built them. It's really cool, and I'm really excited to share that stuff with you guys. Just really, really cool stuff, for equipment geeks like us.